Hey y'all, this is Ben from Bourbon Bellows. Welcome to Tri-Cities Mixtape. We're going to play my song, Two Trombone Bad.
There's old Drummond with his beer back. He mixes gravel with his grits. Most of Middle's neck tattoos still give his family fits. So John insists we call him that. The Queen wiped it away. Should have seen that seething crowd that chased us out of old Bombay. Despite your futile failure and all the unearned success that you have, you continue to claim it's all ironic, but you're still not too trombone bad. Name, and she's been coming here for years. She never lets us buy her drinks, but she never pays for beers. Don't believe the tales Finn tells you, 'cause he's always adding more. Don't claim that he killed 13 men, only dug up 4. Despite your futile failure and all the unearned success that you have, you continue to claim it's all ironic, but you're still not too trombone bad. Think that you can come here, us sinners and us whores, wave around your daddy's money while complaining of closed doors. You can't afford the entry fee, so just sit down and drink your beer. Doesn't matter how damn hard you try, because all are welcome here. Despite your futile failure and all the unearned success that you have, you continue to claim it's all ironic, but you're so lay down your future failures and give up searching for success that you had. Stop pretending to progress, it's all ironic, 'cause you're still not too trombone bad.
Just the fair, just the county fair. He asked me Tuesday a week ago. I know that I'm late, just just a little late. But his brother, he drives so slow, I didn't want the evening to end. I think he might be something more than a friend. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot him, Daddy. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot him, Daddy. You know he treated me right, got me home before the morning light. I think I like him, Daddy. We went on some rides, I drove a bumper car. I learned I don't like chocolate malt. He is not to blame, I didn't want to leave. It really is all my fault. I know my curfew, I know it got missed, but I left the car before I even got kissed. So don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot him, Daddy. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot him, Daddy. He didn't kiss me goodnight, but I'm hoping someday he might. I think I like him, Daddy. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot 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 him, Daddy. He didn't kiss me goodnight, but I'm hoping someday he might. I think I like him, Daddy.
Welcome to the Tri-Cities Mixtape. This is Miguel Ortiz. Today we're on location at the Richland Ted Brown. And today I am joined by Ben from Bourbon Bellows.
Wee! Miguel, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
on.
welcome to the
Appreciate
show,
it.
Ben. I guess let's just get your origin story. Where were you born?
Man, that's a long time ago. I am not 18 years old anymore.
Right.
I was born in Spokane actually, but moved to Prosser, Washington, of
Okay.
not my own accord when I was under 1, and
Right,
that's
right.
where I grew up, was in Prosser.
Okay.
And so after going away to school in Portland and playing music there for a few years, I've been back in the Valley here for over 20 years now.
Oh, love it. So how did you get started in music?
So I started, as most people do, with their mom making them play piano.
Oh, okay.
When I was like 5, who made me play piano, and after a couple of years, I actually liked it. And my mom always tells me it wasn't actually that hard to get me to practice.
Oh, wow.
Whereas my sisters, my mom made them play, and after a couple of years, she's like, "Okay, you don't have to play anymore," because it was like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
And so then I went to college, and my degree is actually in chemistry, but I still continued to play and take lessons. And a friend loaned me a couple jazz CDs, and I just fell in love with jazz in college. Yeah. And so I just basically bought books, started playing music, started taking lessons, And after I finished college, I moved into Portland to play jazz and did that for a couple of years. And basically kind of came to the realization that I don't want to be a professional performing musician.
Oh, okay.
I did it for a couple of years, and I had a lot of friends that have done it since then. It requires a special type of person to want to be away from home for weeks at a time.
Right.
To be able to, you work different hours than 80% of the world works. You know,
Right.
you work bartender hours and that kind of stuff where you're always up late. If you make a break, good on you. But even then, you're not making that much money.
Right.
And more than that, I just had a lot of friends that lost their passion for music when it became a job and a grind.
Yeah.
Great players that just, oh, yeah, this is what I do, as opposed to, man, I'm so excited to play.
Right.
And I didn't want to be that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, so that was when I moved back to Prosser and got a, quote, real job for a while. And that basically kind of allows me to continue to do music on my own terms.
Right. So is the piano still your main instrument, or have you branched out to
It's
others?
a great question. I still am a pianist at heart. You always have to make sure to pronounce that properly when you say that. But that said, no, I've taken up a lot of instruments, which have actually both because it's fun to play different instruments and made me a better piano player. No, I play a lot of accordion.
Oh, love it.
Which is Bourbon Bellows is mainly me on accordion
nice.
from that. And I also play a Hammond organ.
Oh, yeah, love
which
it.
is I play in a couple groups with that as well, and it's just nice to have the flexibility.
Okay, a quick accordion question. What is the difference between the accordions that have like the keys, like piano keys, and the ones that just have buttons?
It's the short answer is, I mean, you summed it up. I mean, they're called button accordions or they're called keyboard accordions.
Oh, okay. Do they
And
sound different, or
no, it's just the way they're set up.
Oh, okay.
They sound the same. Basically, what happens? Think of them almost like harmonicas.
Okay.
When you push a key or a button, it opens up an air pathway that blows through and vibrates a reed, similar to like a saxophone or an accordion, and that's what it does. The buttons, I don't know specifically how they're set up on a button accordion for the right hand. I'm assuming they're similar to the left hand. They're actually set up in like a circle of fifths as opposed to a linear keyboard, if that makes any sense. That's how the left hand is anyway, so I have to assume that the right hand is similar to that.
Okay.
So the people that have trained on that and know how to do that, they can do things that you can't do on a keyboard accordion. Because the keyboard, you're limited linearly. They can do patterns and they can move in fast, really cool ways that are almost physically impossible to do on a keyboard accordion.
Oh, wow. So it's cheating.
Well, I think of actually probably the keyboard accordions are probably crutches for those of us that play piano. That we can pick up and kind of play them a little bit. Although I was surprised when I first started playing accordion. I played my grandmother's accordion, actually. She gave it to my mom, and my mom says, when I was in college, and my mom's like, I don't want this. Ben, do you want this? And I'd never touched an accordion before. I'm like, sure, I'll learn how to play accordion.
Yeah.
So I played some in like chapel for the worship band, and then I started playing with a folk group. And they allow a piano player to pick up and kind of play. The problem is piano players, we hit a note and it just plays. With the accordion, you have to think about breath. You have to think so much about your push and pull of your left arm. You have to think much more like a horn player. And I had never done that in my life up to that point. So it's actually, for me at least, was very difficult to transition into being a competent accordion player because it's so different from piano.
Oh, awesome. I actually was lucky enough to see y'all at Fusion Fest a few weeks ago. And you had, I don't know, like 7 or 8 people up on stage with you.
I think that was a little exaggeration, but I think we had 5 or 6.
Okay,
I can't remember.
You had a full band. Do you always perform as a full band, or do you do solo accordion
It's a
sets?
great question. So for those of you that are covering your ears now, no, I do not do a solo accordion set. It's okay to come out to a show. I promise you will not see any of that.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe if it's from my jazz roots. In jazz, you kind of play with a lot of different people because when you get called for a gig, sometimes they just want a duo. Sometimes they want a full 7-piece swing band.
Okay, right.
So you have a lot of people on call. With Bourbon and Bellows, we have kind of a core of like 3 of us that we know the songs that we can kind of do stuff with. So we really rarely play with less than 3.
Okay.
But I have up to like 8 or 9 people that I can call, depending upon the show, depending on how much they pay, depending on how big a party they want. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask my guys to play for $25.
Or how big of a stage.
Exactly. So it's a lot of fun to do, to mix it up a little bit while still the music stays true to what the music is. Although you might hear it a different way. Like, for example, we just did a big show at Bookwalter Winery as part of their summer concert series, and I brought in a full 8-piece. So we had a full horn section and 2 percussionists, and they did like some second line stuff. We did a similar thing for Mardi Gras party at the Uptown in conglomeration with Dara.
Yeah.
And we had second line marching around, and it's a whole lot of fun bringing that big New Orleans sound to what we're doing.
So is everybody wireless, or nobody is playing anything that needs to be plugged in?
Well, for the second line stuff, it's mainly horns and drums.
Okay,
that stuff's made to be marched around and carried.
Okay.
For blocks in the street.
Right.
No, when we go up on stage, the necessity of it is I have a big loud voice, but I'm never going to be able to carry over the trumpet player or the tuba if he really goes. The accordion's almost loud enough that I only mic that on big stages because even like we're playing the Emerald tonight, I don't need to mic it in the Emerald because that accordion is so loud and it'll just push through everything, for 20 feet. Even though the Emerald turns up their stuff to a great volume, I can still push through.
She lived a life of prayer, a life of fear. She did everything a good girl's supposed to do. Her eyes were stern, cold, blue, and clear. She showed up every Sunday in that pew. But last night in her sleep a vision came. A fallen angel dressed in fiery red. He laughed a wicked laugh, he called her name. He leaned in close, and this is what he said.
I know how hard it is to be so good, a battle you just never seem to win. I'm not so evil, just misunderstood, 'cause I'm a man who cares not if you sin. The devil will take you back, no matter what you've done. That's something they don't teach in Sunday school. The devil will take you back. Now don't I sound fun? Nothing to break without a single rule.
The next morning, she awoke and tried to get that evil man out of her mind. But she couldn't run, oh no, she could not hide. Too frightened of the things that she might find when still she heard.
The devil will take you back, no matter what you've done. That's something they don't teach in Sunday school. The devil will take you back. Now don't I sound fun? Nothing to break without a single rule.
And she thought of her perfect life, of how she'd always behave if she lived free from sin. Then how could she ever be saved?
Now, she wasn't gonna go out and hurt no one. Maybe just go dancing, have some beers, find a handsome man and have a little fun, make up for being good for all them years.
she had her obligations to fulfill. She said,
Oh Lord, forgive me my mistakes. But if you don't, I know someone who will.
The devil will take you back, no matter what you've done. That's something they don't teach in Sunday school. The devil will take you back. Now don't I sound fun? Nothing to break without a single rule. The devil will take you back, no matter what you've done. That's something they don't teach in Sunday school. The devil will take you back. Now don't I sound fun? Nothing to break without a single rule. The devil will take you back, no matter what you've done. That's something they don't teach in Sunday school. The devil will take you back. Now don't I sound fun? Nothing to break without a single rule. Nothing to break without a single rule. Nothing to break without a single rule.
Where did the band name come from?
I don't know. It's some extent I don't. I mean, it's mythology. I think So I had a bass player friend, Martin Pittis, 2015, 2016, and I wanted to play a little more accordion at that point. And so we started goofing around on basically some gypsy jazz type stuff. Mm-hmm. We were the ones that kind of came up with the original idea and name. Bellows from the accordion, and Bourbon from Bourbon Street. So we were doing kind of the new. That's where the idea. I mean, of course, the alliteration is great, and et cetera, et cetera. And so we came up with that idea. But the original idea was to kind of do more gypsy jazz thing. There really wasn't any vocals. We were mainly just kind of doing like the Django Reinhardt type of stuff, which we loved. We thought people would really dig. We found a guitarist from Walla Walla. We couldn't get gigs. Wow. Anytime we played, people were like, oh, this is really cool, but people didn't know what gypsy jazz was, I guess, around here. And we figured we could hit the wineries. People we couldn't get gigs. I was still getting gigs with my other normal jazz stuff, but we found a fiddle player through Martin, Jude, Noah, and we were having fun, but we still never really started to get gigs. And then basically COVID hit. And so everything kind of collapsed. At that point, basically, Martin ended up moving to the west side. He now teaches over there and is still playing in a couple bands. I took that time to focus on my singing, and we basically kind of had to redo the band with Jude and I kind of being the core at that point. Even though people still struggle to explain what we are, singing draws people in.
Right.
And so now with most of the songs, we do a few instrumentals, but most of the songs have vocals, and we focus a lot on our 3-part harmonies.
Oh, love that.
That brings people in. That grabs people. And now, even if people are like, what kind of music are you? We're always just like, here, just listen. They go, oh, that's really cool. Yeah. And we can now get people out, and people are excited to hear it, and then we still get to sneak in some of the gypsy jazz stuff, and they don't know that it's actually what they're listening to, but it's awesome nonetheless.
Yeah. So how long have you been performing as Bourbon Bellows?
Once again, it's fuzzy because, we started it, 9 years ago is when I started it. Really, we didn't start performing until probably right before COVID, but then once again, then it's like a year and a half of really not doing anything. I think our first official gig would have been at a winery in 2019, I guess, would have been our first official gig.
All right.
We had to kind of retool it all, and then have been going as hard as we could since COVID came out.
So if we were going to compare that performance to your most recent performance.
Oh, man. Some of that's a little embarrassing to think about because I've been a musician for, we'll just say, a lot of years, but I've never really done much singing, some backing singing for some folk groups and things like that. I've never done much singing, so probably the worst thing would be that my singing was probably pretty bad. That said, I really leaned into my low voice, my growly voice.
Oh, right.
So, and I have a good enough ear that I could tell that, hey, I'm not a great singer yet. So, I'll just lean into the vocalizations of things to make it better.
Right.
That said, between that and not really having any harmonies or anything, that would be the big difference. Whereas now, there's a lot of tight 3-part harmonies.
Right.
I think I'm much more enjoyable to listen to vocally.
I'm sure
than
you're
even
more confident.
Definitely more confident than even on the album. When I listen back to it, I'm really proud of most of the stuff that y'all are listening to during these breaks. But even back there, I'm like, oh man, I do that song so different / better now that I've had more years doing this. I've played piano for 40 years now. Only been singing seriously for 5.
Oh wow! What's the writing process for this band?
So I write all the music myself.
Okay.
So I do most of that pretty much in isolation. Mm-hmm. Throughout the process, depending on where I'm at, I will occasionally bring a chunk of a song or something to the band, and we'll jam on some things for a little bit, and then sometimes I'll take some stuff away from that of oh, this was cool, but without getting too much of the weeds from the writing process personally. Usually, I come with a pretty rough idea of the song to the band, and then we hash out the arrangement together.
Right.
Is the short of it, and so we particularly the vocal arrangements. Both Teresa and David are amazing vocalists. They're better vocalists than I am, so it's really good to hash out vocals and the harmonies and stuff with them and work with that. But even with arrangements, you know what I mean? Where do we want to put an instrumental? Do we want an instrumental break? How do we want this to be? I'll generally have an idea for the groove, the tempo, and like I said, most of the time I have most of the song 85 to 90% done.
Oh, okay.
But then the arrangements are much more personal, and I find with most of my bands I try to do that.
Yeah.
It makes it more fun for the other people
Well, yeah, for
than
sure.
to play. Which, don't get me wrong, there's a number of great band leaders that they're the ones, they bring everything and they tell people exactly how to play. Good on you. You know what I mean? I'm not. If that works for you, I enjoy it when the people that I'm playing with want to be playing and feel like they're giving something to it. And so arrangements are a group effort for that. And I've been blessed with a number of people that have great ideas, and you hear a lot of them on the album that are not mine, although the songs are.
Right. So, do you have any fun or interesting or crazy like tour stories?
Oh man. So off the cuff, I'll think of one here shortly if I can. So we are not touring a lot yet, partially from our own, I'm just giving you a little background, partially from our own choice. We have, both David and Teresa have young kids.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's part of the reason Teresa's out right now is her kid brought home the crud from daycare.
Oh, right.
And so because of that, it's a double-edged sword. I want to be playing out more than I can. We've played places in Spokane, Seattle. I just booked us some shows in Central Oregon. So
nice.
we're playing around the Northwest, but we're pretty limited as to what we're doing, and we're okay with that. Like I said, I want to, and I get hungry to want to play more, particularly when we have a really good gig here. We've got some songs that I'm really excited about playing out. But at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, I've done the touring thing.
Right.
I have a 13-year-old son that I enjoyed being home and playing video games with and throwing the baseball around with. You know what I mean? I don't want to be gone for weeks at a time.
Right.
So I'm hoping here and in chatting with them in the next year or so, we're going to start doing some more regional tours, some more 4 or 5 day, like long weekend type things. But for the past couple of years, it just hasn't been a feasibility. So we've been focusing on songwriting, on tightening up as a group, and further developing our sound. Tell you what, I'll tell you a story. This is not for Bourbon and Bellows, sadly. So maybe this doesn't count. You can cut this from the edit if you want.
It's a gig story.
But
That's
it's a fun
for.
gig story. So I got called to do a gig at what's the name of that? There's a huge house in Yakima.
Oh, the Seasons?
No, it's a big house. It's a private house.
It's an actual house.
The DeAtley Estate.
Okay. No, I haven't
So
heard of it.
this house is bigger than Bill Gates' house.
Okay.
The guy that owns it made a lot of money doing some. He patented some sort of agricultural something. Anyways, he does a lot of fundraisers at his house. So this was a big fundraiser. We're talking $500 a plate dinner for stuff. They've got a gorgeous 6-foot Baldwin in there, huge room, huge ballroom that we were doing this thing in. So this was jazz. So I brought in a bassist and a drummer. We're just going to do a piano trio thing. I don't know. A lot of parties, particularly if you're in jazz, I say you get hired to be seen playing music.
Oh, right.
People,
yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't really want to listen. They just want there to be a live band there, but they don't want it to be really even heard.
Yeah.
Well, that was this show. So the bassist brought no amplification, upright bass, no amp. Mm-hmm. The drummer brought a snare, a hi-hat, and a ride cymbal. That was it.
Yeah.
And was playing with brushes as quiet as he could. And we're just trying to play. And I'm playing on the piano with the soft pedal down as quiet as we can. They keep coming, hey, can you guys just play just a little quiet? And Tim is, okay, I mean, you guys sound great, but can you just play a little quieter? So after about 25 minutes of this, we're just like, I don't know we literally can't play. I mean, we're not playing at all.
Yeah.
And I tell the 2 guys, I'm like, hey guys, just tell you what, go to the bar, grab a drink. I'll just finish this set solo. Mm-hmm. So I'm just playing the most quiet, inane, background nothing that we're doing. And the lady then comes over and she's like, great, this is perfect. Okay, so this was a 3-hour gig. So 25 minutes into it, I play for another 2 hours solo by myself when my guys drink martinis at the bar. Nice. The estate, the guy that lives there and manages the whole estate, apparently gave him a tour of the whole thing, let him taste 15-year-old scotches in the library. The lady comes over, it's like, you're doing so. Can we pay you to play some longer? I'm like, sure. And so I'm like, yeah, give me a couple extra $100. I'll play for another. Great. This is awesome. So these guys got paid $300 to drink martinis at this fancy mansion in Yakima. I walked out of there with probably $1,000 for doing just. weirdest gig I've ever had.
Yeah.
Weirdest gig I've
you
ever
got
had.
paid to be musical wallpaper.
Yep, exactly. Everybody was happy, myself included. I will gladly not play music for you if you pay me lots of money.
Yeah, right.
Any day of the week, you'd let me know.
Because also, I mean, the sad thing, like pianos, grands, and baby grands, in most places you see them, they are furniture and not an instrument.
Well, when they originally told me about the gig, they're like, yeah, and we'll just bring your keyboard because we're going to put you up here. I'm like, what? Why? You have this beautiful piano. Let me play it. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess. Same thing. Yeah, it was this total afterthought. But now I see why they wanted me, because they wanted us further away, I guess.
Right.
Whatever.
Watch me walking through that door. See me step out on that swinging dance floor. What's my secret? Move how you want. I've got new shoes and you don't. Watch me strut up to that dame. Get her laughing when you can't get her name. How'd I do it? Get gals that you won't. I've got new shoes and you don't. It's an established fact that you look good with new kicks. Pumps, loafers, heels, sneakers, yes, even those wingtips. Be careful what you wear, because true style comes in pairs. Who cares? I care. Well, not me. Obviously. Walking through that door, see me step out on that swinging dance floor. What's my secret? Move how you want. I've got new shoes and you don't. See me strut up to that dame. Get her laughing when you can't get her name. How'd I do it? Get gals that you won't. I've got new shoes and you don't. It's an established fact that you look good with new kicks. Pumps, loafers, heels, sneakers, yes, even those wingtips. Be careful what you wear, because true style comes in pairs. Who cares? Well, I care. Well, not me. That I can see. Watch me leave here with those two. You're still nervous and you don't have a clue. Others see it, even if you won't. I've got new shoes and you don't. I've got new shoes and you don't. I've got new shoes and you don't.
We're gonna book your dream gig. Bourbon Bellows is opening up. The middle act and the headliner could be any act from all time. If you want the Beatles,
Oh crap!
if you
Oh,
want
man. Okay.
Elvis, and then also, what's your dream venue?
So this is tough because what would make a good dream gig, you know what I mean, with some like at least similar bands might be different than who I wish I could open for.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Because
Yeah.
that's, because like for example, one of my favorite groups and always has been, but they're like kind of peripheral to what we do, kind of, but more the instrumentation, that would be like Bela Fleck or Bela Fleck and the Fleck Tones,
Oh yeah.
But like, I mean, maybe it would be as acoustic, group or something like that, like as bluegrass group or something. But oh, man, that would be tough. But that would be up there. We were pretty excited to open up for Fruition.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I mean, if I'm being honest, like I'm not saying like, oh, that would be the dream top, but
Yeah.
holy crap, I look up to those guys.
Right,
I mean, they and gals, sorry, not, never being all inclusive here. They write their own songs. They have great harmonies. They're bringing their own thing to the stage.
Right.
And I so appreciate groups that do that, which same reason like Bela Fleck, I mean, he's done that in a number of things like that. So, I mean, to some extent, we were very excited when Dara asked us to do that because those are the type of stepping stones of the people you meet that you're excited about going, yeah, they're doing what I want to do and what I've, and they've been doing that for a lot of years and making a good go of it. So good on them. I always prefer intimate venues.
Mhm.
I've never had any desire
Madison Square.
I mean, well, of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to if you have the
Right.
opportunity? But no, like my favorite stuff are the ones where you really are right there. It's one of the reasons. I mean, we love playing the Emerald
Yeah.
because particularly with its new setup, since you're never more than about 40 feet away from anybody. Yet they
Right.
can fit 100 people in there, and it's so
Yeah.
much fun to
Yeah.
be drinking with friends in there while we're on stage. You know what I mean? That's just a part of it. So it's like, man, I mean, like honestly, my dream venue, and I don't know if we could ever like Bourbon Bellows, although there've been rappers and stuff that have done there, would be something like the Blue Note or the Village Vanguard in New York. I mean, partially, once again, you're saying that's my jazz roots, but those clubs where people are just on top of you and everyone is right there sounds like that. Oh, that would be just amazing. Here local, once again, playing in Portland and stuff, although it's a little old-fashioned, the Schnitz Concert Hall in downtown Portland is just a beautiful venue. It's where the Oregon Symphony plays, and you get a lot of the. It's similar to what's the one in Seattle, the Paramount or whatever. It's similar to that. It's a 100-year-old one, but it really steep seating, so even the bad seats are not bad seats.
Nice, yeah.
Right on top of it, and you can fit 1,500 people in there, and something like that would be like, yes, we've made it, but we're still not playing Madison Square Garden, or I mean, like, of course, we wouldn't want to play Red Rocks. But the point is, that's a totally different vibe, and in particular, quite frankly, like Bourbon and Bellows, personally, we've struggled to play a little bit more in some of the outside venues where we're on a stage separate from people.
All right.
Our music's barroom music. You know what I mean? It's drinking music, it's sing along music, and that's hard to do when you're 100 feet from the closest person.
Yeah, I never understood. I mean, I'm sure there's whatever logistical reasons, but being so separated from the crowd just seems counterintuitive to a live performance.
Well, and we struggle to vibe with that. We just do. I like up there, we have to focus so much harder on get in that groove, get that. Whereas you get where we're bumping elbows with the table that's next to us, and there's a weird energy that comes from that just elevates the performance and elevates our enjoyment of the performance when we have that.
And I think it makes people feel more involved.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no.
That accordion player sweated on me. That's amazing.
Yeah, ew. Sorry, my apologies to anyone that I happen to have flung sweat on before.
All right. Well, no, thank you for that, the dream gig. All right, another fun question. For lack of a better term, a guilty pleasure songs that maybe your partner or your bandmates would be surprised. Like if they give you the aux chord on a road trip, you play something that you really love, but they look at you like, really, Ben?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like maybe the band plays too.
No.
Okay, got it.
In your
so maybe people that don't know me, because people that would know me would be like, oh yeah, of course. I have been a lifelong Weird Al fan.
Oh yeah,
and that's not just because of the accordion. I didn't
even factor.
That's what a lot of people will say.
Yeah,
we do one Weird Al song occasionally with Bourbon Bellows. So people that maybe don't know me really well might go like, really? And I'm like, oh, dude, Weird Al is one of the greatest musicians of my generation. I still say that. Like, not ironically.
Yeah.
You listen to the way that he is able to mold in 15 different genres and write so much great music himself, aside from his parodies. That might be one. The other thing that, once again, until people know me, when I put on something, I've had a number of, even like my jazz friends that are like, what is this? If you never grew up with Tom Waits, you put on Tom Waits and people go, what is this? What are those noises? What's going on? Is this like a freaking midget carnival going on there back there? No, exactly. I've had one of my favorite drummers from Portland that I would have sworn we were hanging out after a gig when he was coming through for us, like a small, I still will book occasionally some of my friends from Portland, like on a 3 or 4 day tour, doing some wineries and some featured shows here in the Valley, and put them up and we'll hang out. And it was like after the third night we were hanging out in I have a carriage house. My house was built in the 1920s, and so it's not a garage; it's a carriage house.
Okay.
But because of that, we can't fit cars in there. Like the openings are weird. We would have to have totally like changed all the structure. So my wife let me. It's like 10 years ago. I stripped it all down and redid it all the inside. It's basically kind of my studio space.
Oh, nice.
It's where most of our bands practice. It's where we recorded a good chunk of the album. So we were hanging out there, and I put on some Tom Waits because, like, man, very little is 1 a.m. music to me than Tom Waits. You know what I mean? So that's why we're sipping on whiskey after a gig, just decompressing, and I'm just like caught up in this vibe of we're just chatting. And with, like I said, there's like 3 or 4 of us, and I didn't even notice that his drummer is not involved in this conversation, because we're all tired and everything. And we were like, so Sam, what about you, or some of his question? And he looks at me, he's like, what the hell are we listening to? And I wasn't even paying any attention because I love almost all of Tom Waits. His super early stuff, I still feel like he's grasping a little before he fully. But anyways, and I wasn't even thinking about it, and he did not know how to parse that. So there you go. There's a couple answers for that.
It's funny.
I think that was Swordfish Trombone, or I'm missing one. But I think that was the album that he listened to, which is admittedly one of his weirder ones. It's a very
I had a lot of hipster friends that like Tom Waits was their Bible. Like if you didn't,
There
so
you
yeah,
go. Fair enough.
I'm not used to it being something that people are embarrassed about or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of grew up in that too. So once again, I just took it for granted. But no, it's not. It's not. And when you put that to somebody that's never heard that in their life, particularly if he has some of his tone poem things or some of that, like it's, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Right. So what's next for Bourbon and Bellows?
So we are just getting started on our second album. It's been a little overdue. Once again, as I mentioned, the kids always set things back. It always seems like, you know what I mean? The next one's getting sick, and then you got to take time off of work. And we had, like a retreat planned last fall, and it just for the 3 of us to get together and really start working on stuff and for recording, and it all fell apart due to sicknesses and things like that. And already when you're trying to coordinate 3 and 4 people's schedules, that can be a struggle. So, quite frankly, we have about 3 albums worth of songs that we've been playing live. But that's the next big thing, is we really want to get a second album.
Are you guys are you just going to whittle those down to an album? Or would you just make it 2 separate albums?
I try not to. It's a good question. I try not to put too many preconceived notions into what an album looks like going into it.
Right.
I mean, I like to have a focus, certainly, like this is the goal, but I like to give pretty wide parameters because inevitably in the studio, stuff doesn't work.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, there's certainly an element of you have to work at something. Stuff just doesn't flow always. There's a lot of stuff you have to work at, but I have found through, unfortunately, experience that trying to force something that just isn't going to work in the studio is a waste of time and is a waste of energy. What I usually do when I have an album is I go, okay, what are we trying to do? So in this case, this is, for lack of a better word, we'll call it a pop album. Jazz albums are 60 minutes long. Pop albums can be 35, 40 minutes long, for example. Right. So we're saying, okay, 40 minutes is what we're shooting for. Let's have 60 minutes worth of music ready that we would like to do. And then when we get in the studio or, as things are developing, we just go, man, this song isn't working. We listen, why is this song not grooving the way that I want? Or why does this arrangement feel bland? Or, wow, why does this one song sound so different than the other songs? It doesn't feel like it would fit on the same album.
Right.
It's really easy to just go, you know what? We've got plenty of others. Let's set this one aside for the next album. And And so that tends to be how I approach the album. I mean, this last album was that. And in fact, there's 2 songs that didn't make it on this last album that we quite liked, but
Right.
just one really didn't fit the style that we were still developing our style, still are, everybody always is, and then the other one, we just couldn't quite get the performance. Like, we're like, we love this song, but the performance didn't pop, it just sounded flat. It didn't have the energy that we really wanted. So those are 2 that we'll revisit, for this next album that are on that list. So yeah,
I've never let a good idea go to waste.
well, I'll try. I have a number of ideas that never manifest that I still don't know, though, whether I think they were good ideas, but at some point I kind of had to let them go, and they're still tucked away, and occasionally they might pop back out, but I've had some that have been tucked away for 15 years and just may end up staying there the rest of my life. I don't know.
What about any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Oh, so, I mean, I've talked most about them, but a huge shout out. Like, Martin was instrumental in playing and getting this idea off the ground. And without him, I never would have thought of trying to do this. And it was really fun to see him. He came to our gig in Seattle when we played there last fall, I want to say it was, and it was great to see him. Obviously, a big shout out to the band. Jude, who you had in here earlier, has been on from early on, and he's really helped shape a lot of things of what they are. And then David and Teresa both. It's been a joy over these last 2 years to grow together as people. I've been in a lot of bands and done this a lot professionally. And there are a level, particularly like if you play with me in like jazz setting. Don't get me wrong, I like most all the people that I play with in jazz. I rarely won't hire people twice if I don't particularly like them, even if they're great players. At a professional level, you can get along just great on a professional level and play great music on a professional level. I've been in a number of bands, because when you do that, there's mutual respect, just like at work. You can mutually respect and appreciate your coworkers without necessarily needing to be friends.
Right.
And that's great. And that's how I tend to run most of my jazz stuff. And that's awesome. With Bourbon Bellows, partially because of the nature of me not singing much before and this being a separate thing from what I'm comfortable with, it's just Teresa and David have been support. And more than just bandmates, we've all been able to be a little vulnerable as we're working with things, working through, stuff with kids, struggles with relationships, that kind of stuff that goes above and beyond. And their input outside of the music, this to say nothing of the musical input, which I'm incredibly grateful for, has just been a big help. And then last, my lovely wife, Landra, she puts up with me doing these weird things. Like, I'm going to play accordion and sing New Orleans music. And she just goes, "Of course you are, Ben." We've been married over 20 years now.
Oh, beautiful.
And the best thing that I can say about myself in this relationship is that I was never dishonest with her about who and what I am.
Right.
The best thing I can say about her, we don't have enough time to, because she is infinitely forgiving and supportive. She's a great critic. One of my favorite things about her is she's not a musician. She enjoys listening to music, but she's also not a hardcore critical. She will just tell me, "Hey, I like that." "Well, why?" That's my analytical brain. "Well, why? Did you was it the chord structure? Did you like how it was built?" "I don't know. I just liked it."
Yeah.
Or that song really didn't work. "Oh, it did. I thought it worked." "No, it didn't." and that's wonderful to have that outside ear. That is how, let's face it, 85-90% of the people are going to receive your music.
It took me a long time of performing on stage to be like, "Hey, I'm not playing for other guitar players."
Right. That's something I would say a lot of musicians never really learn.
Right.
And particularly coming from the jazz is for jazzers. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah,
it's part of the reason that
jazz
the genre is struggling to reach a mass culture.
Yeah. There is a I guess the stereotype is that y'all are a little snooty, or because you play all the notes and pop music only plays
Correct.
4 notes.
I don't say that's not stereotype. That's true. I mean, of course, it's not for. I mean, that's not everyone. Just like there's nothing that is. But that's to some extent that's true, and I would say that's part of the reason why jazz has fallen off the national, recognition of this as popular music that it was back in the 50s and 60s, and certainly the 30s and 40s as a big band. But anyways, without digressing, she's been a wonderful voice for Bourbon Bellows. When I dive down those, "Oh, this is cool chords, and I really like what I do here," and she's like, "Yeah, but it is cool."
Yeah,
and
she's just like, "I can't dance to it."
Yeah, well, I mean, to some extent, and so that has really been a guiding thing of of Bourbon Bellows is like, let's simplify this. We can do this song with literally entirely one chord because it's groovy and it's fun and cool.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, people respond to that. I mean, when it's done properly. And that voice and that support is just both very valuable. Right. I'm sure I left out a number of other people. My apologies if you're listening to this and I didn't say how awesome you are.
Okay. What about advice you would give to your younger self, or advice you would give to any young creative who wants to pursue their passion?
My younger self, I am now old enough to not want to give my younger self any advice because I have a hard time separating who I would be if I hadn't made the stupid mistakes, if I hadn't done those things.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just going to leave that be. I'm just going to leave that be. I feel the decisions, the main decisions that I've made in life have been good. You know, okay. They've turned out okay, and they've made me who I am, and so I won't take those back. Yes, you want to not have some of the hurt. Yes, you not want, but at the same time, I'm old enough that it was like, no, that's made me who I am. So let it lie.
Okay, well, like I said, what would you tell your 13-year-old son if he wanted to pick up an accordion today?
First of all, you know, you're gonna have to get used to beating back all the women that are gonna be just, you know, clawing at you, and you're playing accordion on stage. You know.
Yeah.
No, but the main thing I would tell younger musicians, or my son, he actually plays violin, and he played his first gig with Bourbon Bellows this last weekend. So
awesome.
He's going to be doing some stuff. He is quite a talented violinist, although Bourbon Bellows it's classical, so Bourbon Bellows is a little outside his purview, which is good, and part of the reason why I'm wanting to do so. He's really enjoying it, but it's it's very different. The main thing that I would tell young musicians is, and I'm trying to tell people kind of this for a lot of years, maybe partially because it's worked for me, but just okay, I was going to sound like a Nike commercial there for a little bit.
Just do it. No, just do something. I really struggle, particularly in music. I'll try not to go too much off on a tangent. So many people feel that in music, they have to follow certain paths. They have to go to school. They have to take these lessons. They need to go be in a band with somebody else so that they can learn these things. No, go start a band. Go have a crappy garage band where you're all terrible. Yeah.
And if you are having fun and learn it, do that. Go be creative and put something out in the world. Once again, I'm trying not to rant and rave. Old man ravings, you can put old man been there. But we particularly in America, I feel we really struggle with we consume.
Right.
You put out content. You have to do all of the. Here has been the irony of Ben being on a podcast to talk about. But you know what I mean? But putting things out there, create a podcast, create a band, write a song, write a poem, make a movie. It doesn't matter if that movie is crappy, if that song is crappy. The next one will be a little less crappy.
Yeah.
And the experience that gives and the people that you meet, you will rarely regret any of that. Whereas I truly believe not only will you regret not doing some things that might have turned out into something, the world will have less cool stuff in it. And that's sad for all the rest of us. So go start your crappy band. Don't just go to school because that's what you're supposed to do. Go move to the big city and play in crappy clubs and get that experience and meet people.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll leave that be.
But no, Ben, I do want to thank you for joining us and sharing your songs and your stories. And for Miguel Ortiz and the Tri-Cities Mixtape, we want to thank Ben and Bourbon Bellows. And thank y'all for listening.
Miguel, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on here.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Are you too darn happy? Do you need a reason to frown? Is there too much beer in your fridge? Is the toilet seat always down? Well then, you need a man to take care of these problems and more. You need a man when there's not enough dirty clothes on the floor. You need a man. You need a man. When the TV never stops at ESPN. When you finish every sentence that you begin. When the dishes never seem to pile up in the sink. And if you've never had to wonder, what is that stank? You need a man to take care of these problems and more. You need a man to forget to close the bathroom door. You need a man. I said you need a man.
Your problems had an easy fix. When you never knew your shelves needed more action flicks. When you think if you help him he'll be perfect someday. And if you've always thought, you know, I just don't care about foreplay.
You need a man to take care of these problems and more. You need a man when you think, gosh, I could sure use some more chores. You need a man. You need a man. Too much money.
You need me.
Is your house too clean?
You need me.
Have you got a pain in the butt? Mother who thinks no man is good enough for you.
You need me.
You need a man to take care of these problems and you need a man when there's not enough dirty clothes on the floor. You need a man. I said you need a man. Listen up, you need a man. You need a brothers and sisters, I'm glad you're all here. It's true that she left me, and I need a beer. This ain't nothing new. Yeah, I've been here before, and despite what I'm feeling, no one closes the dance floor. So bring on the women and booze, 'cause I'm free. I drink and I laugh, but I'm starting to see that whatever the whiskey, no matter the friend, it's always just me who is here at the end. I've got a family. We get on well enough. Dad's always been healthy, but this last year was rough. Now I sit here with loved ones for our final goodbye. Through the tears they seem happy. I'll be damned if I know why. But bring on the stories and booze, 'cause he's free. I drink and I laugh, and I'm starting to see that whatever the whiskey, no matter the friend, it's always just me who is here at the end. I've had a full life, success and regrets. Good people surround me as my final sun sets. So don't misunderstand me. Glad you're still here, but I'm at ease with me now. What more is there to fear? So send me off proper with booze, 'cause I'm free. It took most of my life, but I finally see that whatever the whiskey, no matter the friend, it's always just me who is here at the end. So send me off proper with booze, 'cause I'm free. It took most of my life, but I finally see that whatever the whiskey, no matter the friend, it's always just me who is here at the end. It's always just me who is here